Well, good afternoon, everybody. You know, in 5 days, we'll begin our second term as governor. You know, it went by very quickly, the last 48 months. And we've been here 4 years, but it really just doesn't seem that long. Maybe that shows that we're all getting a little older. Our time flies very quickly. It's halftime, and on Monday it'll be halftime, and so we have accomplished a lot of things, and we will talk about on Monday a lot of the things that we will be accomplishing over the next 4 years. Towards the end of last year, I asked my staff if they would get together an inventory of all the things that we have done over the last 4 years. I think it's important that we look back as agencies, all of you who have worked so hard, and look back at the things that we have accomplished. Now, you've heard me talk about in my speeches, a lot of things that we emphasize. We always talk about job creation, and we always talk about our A-Trip program. We talk about our pre-K program. We talk about so many of the big issues. And in fact, when you look around here and see these great pictures that Jamie does, I'm telling you, she's the best photographer in the United States. Where is Jamie? Listen, anybody that can make me look good is a good photographer. And she will even tell me to fix my hair sometimes. And she's not quite as good as Yaz. Where is Yaz? Is Yaz here today? Yeah, she's not quite as good as Yaz about making sure I look good, but she does a good job. So thank you, Jamie. And I hope y'all come up and look at these pictures. They are fantastic. She has done a fantastic job. So thank you, Jamie, for what you do. But I ask all of y'all, or so many of you at the end of this last year, to put together some of your accomplishments. And today, I want to present to you a booklet that we put together of all the accomplishments that have occurred over the last 48 months. Now, we're not doing this to brag on what we've done. We're doing this to show that we're here to serve the people of this state and all the good things that have taken place. All of you in press, it will come to you electronically. We couldn't afford to print one for everybody, but I do want to give one to all the cabinet members here in a few minutes, and so I want you to be able to take this home with you. You know, state government should be in the business of helping people. I mean, that's what we're here for. And you know, I would be remiss if I did not thank our legislature. You know, the executive branch and legislative branch, I've been in both of them, obviously, and there has to be some give and take from both sides. But I will say this, if it were not for our very good legislature, we would not have been able to accomplish so many of the things that we've wanted to accomplish over the last 4 years. And so I want to thank them for that and how they have worked with me. And we've come a long ways in this last 4 years. You know, when I ran for office 4 years ago, my theme was putting Alabamians back to work. And we've done that. We have, and in fact, it's interesting. Last night, it shows I didn't have a whole lot to do last night. I listened to Chris Christie's State of the State. Kind of boring. I thought he was a better speaker than that, but he was telling about all the things they had done in New Jersey and all this, and I said, you know, we've done a lot more in Alabama than they've done in New Jersey. And our job recruitment and all the things that we've been able to accomplish, I've been so proud of what we've been able to accomplish. But we have, with the help of our Commerce Department and all the people that work on job creation, we have announced 63,000 new future jobs over the last 4 years. Now we've had some big announcements. Here's one right here: Airbus. That's a great picture, Jamie, and I just told you that. We've had some great announcements. Airbus, commercial jet down in Dothan area, Remington and Polaris. Just recently, Polaris, 2,000 jobs. So last week we talked about up in Huntsville. Golden Dragon down in Pine Hill, the poorest county in America. We were able to secure 300 new jobs for that area of the state that desperately needs new jobs. And then Wrangler up in Hackleburg, one that maybe I'm the proudest of because it saved a city and it saved a way of life when we were able to get the 150 new jobs to come back to that area. These jobs, they're real. They provide opportunities for people to improve their quality of life for themselves and also for their families. The jobs allow mothers and fathers to provide for their children, and they have the ability to be successful. And my philosophy has always been, if you educate people and you give them the opportunity for a job, it lifts them out of poverty. And that's what we need to be trying to do in this state. Alabama's wage and salary employment is the highest today that it's been since 2008. That's a long time. JobLink, Fitzgerald heads all that up. JobLink has consistently been around the 20,000 job level. These are jobs that are available out there, and Fitzgerald has done a fantastic job going around on television and telling people across the state that there are jobs available. And that's how we match the jobs with the people. Our Department of Commerce with Greg Canfield and so many of our great people that work there, they do a great job in recruiting businesses to Alabama. And as I've already mentioned, our Department of Labor fits those people with the jobs. The other thing that we've tried to do is we've tried to make government more efficient, more effective, and we have actually made government smaller. And as Republicans, we're always talking about smaller government. The problem with it is it seems that it never takes place. We just always talk about it. And we always run on that. Well, that's not the case in Alabama. We actually have cut the size of government without any significant cut in the services. We have actually cut the size of government by 12.5%, state government. And we've done that primarily by allowing people to retire and not replacing them. And I think that is how we make government more efficient and how we make it work better. State government, it was broken, truly broken when we came into office. And I'm not being critical, but we had a hiring freeze for 4 straight years before I came into office, but we kept the same number of people. Now, I don't know how you can have a hiring freeze and keep the same number of people. Maybe my math's not, but we have decreased the size by 12.5%. We also have saved a tremendous amount of money. Now, people say, well, where is it? Well, I can tell you where it is. It would be coming out of yours and my pockets if we had not saved $1.2 billion annually. And so that is a significant amount of money just with simple things that we did. And when you refinance bonds, Bill, we refinanced about a $600 or $700 million 207 bond from about 4.2% down to about 1.7%, didn't we? And how much money did we save in that? About $71 million total in those two bond issues that we worked on. So simple things like that make a difference. These annual savings shows that we're better stewards of the taxpayers' money. We have a new office that we created over the last 4 years, our Office of Technology. Bronson White is our new Secretary of Technology. And when we put everyone on the same system, which we're going to do eventually, when we put everyone on the same system, it's going to save, I'm not going to say exactly how much because we don't know exactly how much it's going to save, do we, Bronson? But it's going to be considerable because we're bringing the government out of the 1980s to the 21st century. When you have silos out there and everyone has their own IT department, they can't talk to each other. And so we're going to start talking to each other, aren't we, Bronson? So our Office of Technology. And now we also have developed a new office related to law enforcement. John Richardson. John has been my Department of Public Safety Commissioner or Director until ALEA was created just recently. Secretary Collier, Spencer Collier, is now our ALEA Director. And we may not save a lot of money. I think we will save money, but it is going to make law enforcement much more efficient. And efficiency is part of our program too. It's not just saving money, it's making things work more efficiently. And finally, I can't talk about government efficiency without talking about the major steps that we've taken in Medicaid. And Stephanie Azar and Don Williamson, they have been a dynamic duo. And I want to thank y'all for all the hard work that you have done related to Medicaid. An agency that we have had since the 1960s or 70s, Don? 68? I should know. I wasn't in practice at that time, but I should know. But I do know this. Until these last 4 years, we had it, but no one knew what it was. And no one understood it. But with all the hard work that Stephanie and Don have done, let me tell you, we at least know how it works now. And we also have tried to make it more effective and more efficient and really more responsive to the million people across the state who depend on Medicaid. Unfortunately, it has been expanding, not because of the Affordable Care Act, it's just been expanding. And we've gone since 2008 with 750,000 people. Now we have over 1 million people on Medicaid. But we've gone to a new system, and this because of the last 2 years in the legislature. We've developed regional care organizations, we've developed regions across the state, and we've gone from a fee-for-service basis to a managed care basis and an outcomes-based payment system. And this is going to make Medicaid more accessible, more affordable, and I believe that the patients who receive it will be healthier in the long run. So I want to thank y'all for that. So y'all have done a tremendous job on that. You know, one of my favorite Bible verses is from Proverbs 29:18, and it says, "Where there is no vision, the people perish." And I believe this. I believe you have to have vision. And I believe it comes from the top. And if I don't have visions, and I don't believe in it, and I'm not excited about it, you know what? It's hard for y'all to get excited. But I'm excited about what we've done, and I'm excited about the next 4 years, and we're going to be talking about that on Monday. We need a strong foundation. We need a strong foundation in education, and we've started that with our pre-K program. And Gina, thank you for what you've done. Gina Ross, our pre-K director. We have the best one in the country. It is going to be expanded with the help of the $17 million we hope a year. We know we got the last grant with no strings attached that came from the federal government. Now, it's hard to believe that we had one with no strings attached, but we did. And it fits into our program, and our goal at the end of 4 years is that every parent in this state will be able, if they wish, to send their child to a first-class pre-K program, which will be a foundation so that in 20 years, 15 to 20 years from now, education in this state will be totally different, because there's nothing more important. There is nothing more important than that strong foundation. Remedial education is not the answer. You have to start with a strong foundation. And if you start with that, with our pre-K program, and we do it right, it will make a difference in the lives of our children. Now, part of our Commerce Department, part of our Workforce Council, all of our workforce training, these are things that we can do right now to recruit more jobs into the state. So the Workforce Council that we put into place, we codified that last year. I've gotten a preliminary report yesterday from Zeke Smith and the people on that Workforce Council. We're going to be coming with some very actionable items over the next month that I think will make a tremendous difference in workforce training in the state of Alabama. Our graduation rate. Some of y'all were with us a couple of weeks ago. Our graduation rate goal is 90% graduation by 2020. Well, we didn't believe that we could get there yet, but you know, we're at 86% right now. Now that's fantastic, 86%. John Cooper has worked real hard for us. He's now the poster child for Eufaula. And he has won the Citizen of the Year over there. And hey, don't y'all write that now. Don't write that down now. John does a fantastic job. Let me tell you, there has never been a better director of transportation than John Cooper. And let me tell you, he will always tell people the truth. When we cannot afford a road, he tells them that. And we don't promise things that we can't deliver. And he tells them the truth. But let me tell you, there's not a person in this state that he won't go talk to. And he will go to anywhere or talk to anybody, and they may not always agree with him because he's going to tell them the way it really is, but he does it in a way that is honest, and that's the way we need to approach things. When we don't have the money, as politicians, we don't need to promise things that we can't deliver. Now, I'm not saying that's ever happened in the past, but I can say that we don't do that right now. So I want to thank John for what he does. And our Alabama Transportation Rehabilitation Improvement Program, our A-TRIP program, has delivered at least $6.6 million to every county in the state of Alabama to repair roads and bridges. And let me tell you, that's the lowest amount. And if you depended on the amount that we get every year for repair of roads and bridges, that is 13 years worth of money. And that's the lowest. Madison County got $82 million. And so we have been able to do some things in this state as far as repairing our infrastructure, which improves jobs and creates jobs. One of the things that I promised before I was elected is we were going to build at the beach a convention center. And in fact, yesterday we met, it was this morning at 8 o'clock. We met to talk about scheduling. And I got a request to go to Sandestin to talk to a medical group from Alabama. And I said, turn them down. I'm not going to Sandestin anymore to talk to Alabama groups. So I'm telling you, if y'all meet down there and you want me to come talk to you, I'll do it by telephone. Because I am not going to Florida anymore, because we are going to spend our money in Alabama. And we're going to... I want to thank Gunner Guy and all the hard work that he has done on our Gulf State Lodge. And he has done a fantastic job with that, working with our NERDA process, working with the federal partners, all the people, and we've been able to secure the $85.5 million. It may take more than that, we don't know yet, but we had legislation that was passed. 6 governors have tried to pass it, and we finally got it passed. And of course, getting $85.5 million didn't hurt anything either. But I will say that we were able to get something passed, and we believe that we may have suits, we don't know, but we're proceeding. And we're making good progress already, and I am very proud that this is a promise that I made before I was elected, and these are promises that we have kept. As a public servant, it's always important to remember that we listen to the people that elect you. You don't listen to lobbyists. They don't elect you. They just give you money. Let me tell you, you listen to the people. The people elect you. And if you don't listen to the people, you're going to be an Eric Cantor. Okay? You're going to be raising money with lobbyists, and the people are going to vote you out of office. So I'm telling you, you listen to the people, and that's what I always want to do. I've had a great relationship with the people of this state. I really have. And I'm very proud of that relationship. I trust them, and they trust me. And that's why we got 64% of the vote. And I want to continue that trust, and I am going to continue to work hard. I think part of it started maybe before we were elected. They trusted me, or they wouldn't have voted for me. But I think it was solidified on the 100th day when we had the tornadoes, and we worked so hard with Art and with our EMA department, and Jeff Byard, and he has some better looking socks than Jim. And but we, all the people in EMA who worked so hard, and we work with the people, and we went out and we visited with those who were hurting. The 62 long track tornadoes that killed over 250 people of our state. I think that solidified my association and my connection with the people of this state. We've been to every community that you could think of. We've been to communities across this state that nobody has visited in 40 years. But it's been good. We've been to Red Bay and Biola Battery and Camden and Haleyville and Opp and Monroeville and all of these little towns. Green Hill. Green Hill. Have you ever been to Green Hill? I think that's in Lauderdale County or Lawrence County one. Where is it? Lauderdale. Thank you, John. Lauderdale County. But, we've been to so many of these little towns around the state, and it's great. And it's great that these people in small towns, they have just as much right to see a governor as someone in some of these large organizations that we speak to in Birmingham and Huntsville and places like that, because they are the real salt of this state. I enjoy my time in these little communities as we visit all these people. They are the resilient people of our state, and they help make our neighborhoods what they are today. And I saw firsthand the qualities after the tornadoes as we visited all of the places that were totally destroyed. But I'm proud of our accomplishments. I really am. And I plan to continue down this path. for the next 4 years. There's still much work to be done. This is just the beginning. You know, I've said many times before, I don't want to be a caretaker governor, whatever that means. I think it means that you're just doing nothing, you're just watching. But I don't want to be that. I want us to come up with vision. I want us to come up with new ideas. I want us to always strive to make our state better, because government will never change unless we change it. It will not change. You have to change it. Someone has to push it, and that's what we're going to do. I want the men and women in this room, all of you, my cabinet, and my staff that make up Team Bentley. We're here for this designated moment in time to help push Alabama forward. And I'm honored that the Alabamians of this state re-elected me to serve as their governor. Now, today it's not possible for me to go over all these things in this book and all the hard work that's been done, but I especially want to point out a few people who worked so hard on producing this that y'all are going to get. John Barganier and Derek Trotter. Y'all raise your hand when I call your name out. All right, Derek. Susanna Willis. Where's Susanna? All right, Susanna. And John, I didn't see John. Is John here? Okay, John, hiding over there. Okay. And Jake Jacobs. Where's Jake? All right. And Daniel Sparkman. All right, Daniel, there you are. Now, she didn't put her name down here, but I really want to say Jennifer Artis. You didn't put your name down, Jennifer. You should have. But I want to thank Jennifer for all she does. Let me tell you, Jennifer protects me, and I like that. And I appreciate it. But I want all of you to know how much I appreciate all the hard work you've done. You know, this book that we're going to give to you is an accountability measure. It's an accountability book. It's a transparency measure because it shows what we said we were going to do, and it shows what we've done. And it's available online, like I say to all y'all in the press. It's available online. We just didn't want to spend $20 a book and give everybody in the country one because we can't afford that, all right? Because it probably came out of my pocket. But I do have a book I want to present to all of our cabinet members. And a few of the members who are not here today will get the books to them. Again, folks, let me say this. We're at the halfway point, and I want to thank all of you for all the hard work that you've done. You really make my job easy. I want to say this. I've always had the philosophy, if you pick good people and allow them to do their job, then they usually will make you look good. When you micromanage, they're not going to do their job because they're going to be afraid you're going to be micromanaging them. So I don't micromanage y'all. It's just like Mac Gibson. I don't even drink. And I told Mac, I said, Mac, I don't want to know a thing about whiskey. I don't want to know a thing about liquor. Don't tell me anything about it. But I do want you to organize it, do it right. And it is a controlled substance because if it came on the market tomorrow, I'd have to write you a prescription for it. So you do it right and take care of it and make money off of it, and that's exactly what you've done. And they've done a fantastic job. But y'all have all done a great job. And I want to thank all of you for what you've done. I just appreciate so much. I am honored to have y'all as my cabinet members. So thank y'all.